a white girl who has dated black guys since the age of 15, I feel like you guys need my perspective on this Shannon Sharpe shit, because everything I'm seeing is like white women are fetishizing black men. Like the Shannon Sharpe sitch, like the girl said something about, I want your black baby, right? I have had black men come to me and say, I want you to have my black baby. Not, I want you to have my baby. That's the acceptable response. No, I want you to have my black baby. And I have had black men ask me to say very derogatory things in bed. Yeah. So part of it is not that white women are fetishizing black men. It's like the opposite. And I feel like this isn't being talked about, and I don't want to get any hate for this, guys, because this is my personal experience, but I've had more black men than not mention race in our relationship as like a kink. I don't know. I don't even know if that's like the right way to describe it. But there are some black men in this world that I think like I don't know if they want to reenact. I don't know if it's like a power trip of like, I don't know, but I just feel like that piece is important to this puzzle.
So what do y'all think? Who do y'all think fetishizes the person more? White women fetishize black men more, or do black men fetishize white women more? And is fetishizing someone a bad thing?
I think both of them fetishize.
I think it's 50-50?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
Because, well, one side is very rooted in slavery. Just gonna call it what it is. Well, both sides are, to be honest. Because a white woman is something that a black man could not attain for a very long time. And if he did, or even if he was alleged to attain, something would happen to him. So that whole thing about her saying about like it's a power thing, I can see that. I see that narrative. I finally got control of something that I could never, ever have control of. And then I see how white women fetishize black men. They're big, strong. You know, the stereotypes that black men get. It's bigger. He's stronger. He can do this. He can do that. But then I think about like football players. I always think about football players. Most of the time, or athletes in general. Who they be with?
I think they don't highlight the ones that are with black women.
They don't.
I'm being honest.
I agree, because I feel it is. Because
I follow a lot of wags.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of women that are with
the whole
black
concept
women.
Of why do we gotta put the
interracial ones on
the spotlight?
Right?
Why is
that I'm gonna say this. Typically, they get so much traction because the black women highlighted,
and the players are high performers. Facts.
Yeah.
These are not your bench riders that you see every other down. These are your Saquon Barkleys.
Yeah.
These are your Patrick Mahomes.
RG3s.
These are high profile players. So by default, it's gonna be, well, he got a white chick. He got a white chick.
But even when I went to college, the football players all had like girlfriends.
What school you went to?
Maybe.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm finna say. But I just noticed that. Like it was rare to know a football player with a black girlfriend. And if we did, we was like, oh, okay. You got a black girlfriend, okay. Like it was a guy I dated. He was a football player. I didn't even date him for real. We talked. Okay. Never went anywhere. He told me, he was like, King, I want me a black girl. And you was a black girl. He black now. He from Florida. He's black. I want me a black girl to cook me soul food. And da-da-da-da. And I want you to meet my mama and I can bring her around my family. Turn around, had a baby with I don't know what she is. She ain't black. Mm-hmm. Had like 3 kids. But will still tell me to this day, I should have got with you. Mm-hmm. I need that in my life because you keep it real. Da-da-da. I'm just like.
He just said it to smash still.
And I never did. He never did.
Oh. I'm saying to still want to.
And it never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. He will tell me that all the time. I'm like, that's crazy. You say out your mouth and then turn around. That literally that next semester. He's like, man, you didn't pay me no attention. You didn't pay me no attention. No.
So you made a baby?
Yeah, and then came back that next semester had a baby. And I'm like, what?
And I think that'd be a thing too. Like when you talk about like white women, they're kind of groomed to be pleasers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be available, to, be right there when a guy needs them. So it's like, for a guy, especially we talking about like a D1 school or whatever, and you got a lot of these, let's just say black athletes, right? They pretty much probably been around black women their whole life. So it's like that first taste of like being with a white girl or a non-black woman, it's a totally different experience versus what they've dealt with their whole entire lives. So it's like, snap, like, I ain't know this was out here, So now you got this new taste for a different type of woman. And they say a lot of times, once some brothers be getting on white girls, that's it.
Yeah.
See, language is primitive, right? This white woman know this black God is the original. Yeah. So all that talking, and you look at Saquon Barkley girl and him, from a genetic or physicality, it's a clear distinction. But if you look at, like a Travis Kelce and what's her name?
Kayla.
Yeah.
Kayla Cole, big fine, Amazon type. You see what I'm saying? So they're kind of more closer in size. But this white woman she knows no matter what this white man say or no matter what doctrine, she know that this black man is the one. You see these interviews where these women say, I'm team, good morning, my black kings, or I want black men, Puerto Rican, white, and other. It's just a natural order. The black man at the top, and then everybody else fall up under that.
What you think, Ashanti?
Well, honestly, I could have went my whole life without seeing that perspective from her. To be honest.
What she said, I've been dating black men since I was 15.
Yeah.
Why? How?
And I think I'm not a real big stickler for interracial relationships. I feel like I think a lot of black women focus a lot on people that don't want to date us, but you don't want to date them. Like, why are you trying to change their perspective about women when if they had the perspective that they want to date black women, you wouldn't even choose that person? So I always think that that's odd. I do think that they do fetishize each other in the same ways. But if I had to just look on social media, I feel like just based on scrolling on my phone, black men fetishize white women more because they are like, oh my God, I don't date black girls because
they difficult.
Yeah, these white girls, they doing this all the time, right? And white women from my feed silently date black men. Like they date black men, and from the Bob and from the biracial kids and maybe how they talk and how they dress, but they aren't going out talking about, oh my God, I hate dating white men because X, Y, and Z. So we got to go and date black men. So
yeah. I think I'll say this. Like with black guys, we'll more likely give black women the first right of refusal. And I think for certain guys, like if they get rejected by so many black women, it's like they put into their head, like, okay, I don't think this is for me. So once they get into that mode of, okay, I'm gonna start dealing with a white woman, now it's a thing of like, oh snap, like this is what I've been missing the whole time. But then it's just like, nah, that's just, that's just your vibe. You feel what I'm saying? But no, I can see what you're saying with that, and it may come from personal experiences, or you just ain't met the right black woman that give you that vibe that you're looking for.
This is starting early, like I said. My cousin, which he used to do photography, Tyrell.
Okay.
When I seen his prom, I think he did Hoover prom.
Oh, you seen it now, boy?
I said, bro, all these black boys ain't got no black prom dates. These 11th and 12th graders. So this starting very, very early.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, is it proximity to where it's just,
for sure,
this is what I'm around
too, yeah.
versus, or this is just what I like?
Which now going back to the football player, he was raised in Florida, but a white family kind of adopted him.
Okay.
So he went to school on the white side of town. Okay. And I was like, okay, so that's why you act like this.
Okay, that makes sense.
But his mama is from the black part of Florida. Because I met her. I FaceTime her. And I was like, oh, this a black woman for real.
Yeah.
But even in his language, though, like he wants to date a black woman that's going to cook him soul food. That is a very performative.
It is.
Way to put that,
and that's why I said, get out my face.
Yeah, and I would not be.
We need them cornbreads and collard greens.
Well, go get your girl to make them.
Nah, we need you to make them. You want to see you in that sundress in the kitchen with the chicken grease,
with the moo, with the moo,
Yeah. I need somebody that I can take home to my mom and we can talk about.
You want somebody that you can culturally identify with, though. At the end of the day,
facts.
Because I would like certain shows, certain music that this Hispanic or white chick may not. She don't know what the fuck Martin Lawrence talking about. Shanae and
nah, for real.
You don't know nothing about this shit.
It's interesting you say that because like my dance instructor's like black guy, Mexican chick or whatever. and you know he's around our age, and he talks about like listening like certain music like rap, R&B, whatever, and he was like his chick, you know, this is like, you know, rock and metal and stuff. And he'd be like, hey, like what she listening to, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
so it's definitely been like a culture clash for sure with
Yeah.
them, as far as like trying to like, you know, get used to each other and, you know, get used to each other's culture. And then like especially like you said, you want to have somebody that you culturally can identify with. And even just like with language, like I don't want to feel like, okay, I have to censor myself around you. You know what I'm saying? Like I think about Dave Chappelle. I'm like, damn, boy, Dave Chappelle with a whole Filipino woman and just be dropping the N-word like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I be wondering, like, like with her being around him so much, like, do she ever get the proclivity to like say that junk like around him, or like just out of nowhere, like because she's been around him for years? It's like you say the N-word, 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 and it's like N-word, like hold up, like whoa, like
How often y'all think in interracial couples dating, people allow their significant other to say the N-word? Yeah, I think it happens a lot.
When I dated a white guy one time, he alluded to possibly seeing if I was okay with it.
Yeah, no, I've heard that too. My friend did that on a date.
I was like, no.
You know,
I think that they will. I don't think they just gonna outright say it. I
Mhm.
think that they're gonna do these little nuggets to see how you respond. Like the thing he said, I was talking about somebody, and he was like, "Oh, he was a broke ass word. I'm not gonna say." And if I would have said, you know, oh, you can say it, he probably would have said it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But because of my response was like, I didn't entertain it. I was like, do you say that word sometimes? No, I haven't said that word at all.
Man, lying. Stop lying.
Yeah.
Stop
He
lying.
You know what I mean? So he was trying to see where
Uh-huh.
I would have fared if he said the word.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I do think people just drop these little hints.
Yeah, I'm a dance around it.
Yeah.
I don't.
And then they gonna
date,
just say it in a song one day while y'all in the car.
No, go to
y'all
a music,
gonna be
go
rapping.
to a music festival.
See, a music
That'll show you
festival is
everything.
different.
what?
Yeah, music
Oh
festival,
my
that'd
god.
That'll show you everything right there.
What?
Yes.
They
But
recite.
I think we're gonna get to a point where nigga everybody gonna start saying it. Like it ain't gonna be.
Oh no,
it ain't
bro.
gonna be a big deal.
I remember going to Arizona, man, for my cousin's wedding, and like, bro, the Mexicans out there, bro,
They be,
Oh, yeah,
they be quick to say it.
California too.
They be quick. They be quick.
they drop it, and I'm sitting there looking at my
That
phone
happened
like,
yesterday at Chick-fil-A. I looked. I said it was a tall white guy. It was some black boys, and then he looked Hispanic. I'm pretty sure. I said, did he just say? Does anybody else hear that? No. But they just like talking like whatever. I'm like, that wouldn't fly with me.
But you know they. Oh no, go ahead.
go ahead.
Now you know they take the ER off and add GA,
Yeah.
and it's a
That
term
don't
of
mean
endearment
That don't mean that
versus a derogatory term.
Yeah.
So he said, "You said nigga with the hard ER." What the fuck that mean?
right.
It's just dialect. I'm saying nigga, but
It's the same.
you it's how you using it. Like,
Facts.
but you trying to quick spin and say I ain't mean it like that. Nigga, yes you did.
That's you using it again. Yes, you did.
Yes, you
So,
did.
so let me ask y'all: do y'all think that white women date? Because you said black men date white women because it's something they couldn't have. Do you think that white women maybe date black men because they was tired of the slave owners sleeping with the black women, like some get back?
So I think it predates even before chattel slavery. I think you know, if you have history of like Moorish people
Mhm.
over in Europe, I think it was going on even then. And I think it probably, you know what I'm saying, transmuted, of course, you know, with, you know, white people being on top, and then, you know, black people being subjugated to, you know what I'm saying, the you know what I'm saying, the white power system or whatever. And yeah, I do think that a part of that is the thing of, you know, you're seeing the master, the overseer, you know, sleeping with the slave women and stuff, and you know, you're seeing your guy, but then you seeing this big old buck, this big bull. You know, it's like, hold up, like he working with something that my dude ain't. And so that curiosity is, you know, conjuring up in their minds, like, shoot, you know, he's sneaking out, so I'm finna, you know what I'm saying, sneak this old buck and see what he working with, you know.
They got slave on it. Go ahead, Sid.
I was about to say, yeah, even when you look at like the pictures of like Moorish, they all kind of look like mulatto. When you said it made me think of that.
Mhm.
Like a lot of the pictures of the Moors. What you gonna say, Chris?
Now I'm saying, you know, you had some female slave owners that had stables of men booked like this, but that butt breaking system wasn't just the male overseers or the male running it. You had women who, hey, I want y'all to come please me. You see what I'm saying? You was just for my pleasure sexually. It wasn't no picking cotton. It was just for my,
she just had to just sleep with me.
Facts.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a book that kind of like highlights that. I forget the title of it, but it's something about like white, slave owners, and it kind of highlights that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So the last thing, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to all the social media platforms. But this is the one we were talking about earlier. So I'm gonna ask y'all this question. Is pegging gay? If it's between a man and a woman. What the
yes, bro. Gay. Yes. Like, bro, like real talk said, what straight man really
Exactly.
Define straight.
Heterosexual.
Oh, thank you. Heterosexual.
Only,
do we agree?
Yes.
That enjoys intercourse
Okay.
with a woman.
Okay, I understand that.
Okay.
If straight is a heterosexual relationship, including one man and one woman,
yes,
things that happen in their bedroom cannot be definitively gay.
Now I agree with you a little bit because this is a valid point. However, I think it's more context now because
it's a line, god dog. It's a line.
You can't do to me what I supposed to be doing to you. That's because if a man and a woman get together, it's only one process. I go in you. You don't come in me. You don't penetrate me. I penetrate you. So when you penetrate me, you're now flipping the roles to put me in the female, which it may not make me gay because it's still man and woman, but it removes my manhood by being the one that penetrates you because it's a process. A socket don't go on a plug go on a socket.
Right, but that is you choosing to feel emasculated, which is a fair feeling to choose
Okay.
to be. Right, but the definition,
I agree with that.
It does not correlate with the act.
She got a point though, and this is the argument, but it still changes the dynamic because you're making me you penetrate me like I am a woman.
Okay.
So
man.
So let's say if I put on a wig and a dress, you telling me you're gonna perceive and treat me as a masculine man?
If you put on a wig and a dress,
and I still sleep with women, I ain't had nothing with no man, but I got on the dress and wig.
Controversial take. I don't believe people that do not have a sex change have changed genders. So you would just be a man in a wig.
But I'm gonna be homosexual.
That's what you would call yourself?
No, you can still look at me as a heterosexual male.
Are you dating men?
No.
Then you are still a man that's dating a woman.
It is. Well, wig and hat and a dress.
I'm cross dressing, baby.
Yes, that's exactly what you are. You are a man in a wig and a dress.
Can you what you say?
No, but cross dressing I don't think that has anything to do with sexuality. Because that it's terms. There are specific terms for specific things.
Right.
Like sex and gender are two different things. Technically, scientifically, it's two different things.
Right.
Sex is what you were assigned at birth. Gender is man-made.
Personality, pretty much.
Correct. Right. So cross-dressing, because you have a lot of men that just like to cross-dress, or women that like to cross-dress, it doesn't mean that they're gay. They just like to cross-dress.
So if a man get pegged, he gay though?
I'm going with what you said. No.
You gonna say no?
Man, I ain't gonna do it. No.
Okay,
I'm not gonna do it. That's not my cup of tea.
Dog.
What you gotta say, bro? Brad adamant about this.
Hell no, bro. Nah, that shit gay. Gay. Cause this is what it is, bro. Real talk. I think for dudes who do that jump, bro, I think they feel like, okay, it's still a woman. So because
so they trying to bypass the lady.
Yeah. So because it's not an actual real phallic muscle going inside me. I can't consider myself gay, but it's just the thought of that you would allow a woman to put a strap on and penetrate you like a man would. And you gonna try to sit up here and say that you ain't gay, bro, or you ain't having no gay thoughts? Nah, my boy, you want that real deal, but you don't want to admit that you a homosexual, bro. Nah, dog, you gay, bro.
So hold on. So definitionally,
Find it. Thank you.
so I'm gonna go with Shanti said definitionally, putting a strap on is not a pegging, right?
No, if you put a strap on and pegging, I'm gonna have to look up the definition.
Let's look
but
it up.
anytime that I've heard of pegging, it is always something smaller than what would be considered a dildo. It's not 9 inches or 12 inches or something like that.
What is pegging? Pegging, a sexual preference. So this on Wikipedia. I don't know if y'all allow Wikipedia. Pegging is an anal sex act in which a woman penetrates a man's anus with a strap-on dildo. So I thought that's what pegging was too.
Yeah.
Pegging is another one right here. Pegging is an anal sex act in which a woman penetrates a man's anus with a strap-on dildo. Yeah, pegging. That's what I thought.
Man,
pegging.
bro,
Yeah.
can you imagine like
He picking that now. Get the size. What size you got?
No,
Like,
what
he telling me like,
what did that
I'm
nigga
gonna
say?
get the large.
What did
You got the small. Don't get the extra large.
What did that nigga say? Go get the glow in the dark one.
Yeah. Get the 3X.
Get the glow in the
man,
dark
can you
one.
imagine a chick wearing a strap on something? You better take this D, bro, to the dude.
Right.
Like, bro, what? No.
She coming there with them little kitty baseball bats, them big yellow baseball bats. She coming over that bitch. Yeah, that's the one I want, baby. Yeah. What? Insane.
What the hell?
That's crazy, dog. That's crazy, dog.
So I agree. I think that shit gay. But definitionally, again,
It's
it's
a man and a woman.
woman.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
whatever y'all do in y'all bedroom, just keep it between y'all. I think we need to go back. I think we need to go back to politics. We need to keep that in personal, and I think we need to keep what we do our sexuality personal, and I think we need to keep what we do relationally or with our sexual partners personal and private. Like I don't think we need to be sharing the interwebs with what we do with people, how we do with people. And another thing, I get it, and I guess it's cool, but have y'all noticed, let's go back to the prep shit. Does it seem like we've been having a lot of videos when people come out saying their STD status or how they got herpes or how they got AIDS or how they got herpes, syphilis, and AIDS? Does it seem like some of those kind of are made for like content? Like it's not a real thing. Like have y'all noticed that?
It is sketchy and skitty. Like I think it's shock jock.
What?
I haven't come across them.
These are people that just saying, yeah,
I know that sounds crazy.
I got 5, I got this,
No,
but
I think people are sharing
their
shit going on in their real ass life.
it's some of
Who
them.
was faking that they got AIDS or herpes?
No, it's some of them that are making it look. It's like they're trolling. Because when you look at it, is the camera is sitting up a certain way. It's like it's scripted almost.
Yeah,
But
yes, there are
Not the-
communities of people. I know someone that has contracted an STD that they cannot get rid of.
Yeah.
Right, and that person is going through a dark time. I was scrolling through trying to find channels and images and content for them to consume to see that your life is not going to be dictated because of this. There needs to be somebody with a whole setup sitting up here telling you how your life is going to be better, I don't know if y'all know anybody going through something like this, and it may be sensitive to me right now, but they get in low moments.
Yeah.
Low. I'm talking about contacting me recently that they were wanting to take their life. They need somebody with a camera set up talking about, hey, you gonna go through this, you're gonna be sad, you're gonna be frustrated, you need to get into therapy, you need to get around a community of people in your city that are going through this so that you don't feel isolated, because I don't have what that person has, and there are people around that don't. And so when there are people that view this person, they think negative things, that, oh, you're going to be this way, or and it makes them feel low, or like they have to try to hide. It needs to be some professional people sitting up there and talking about what they do. And so I don't take it as a joke.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm what said to my, because what it was this one particular video, they made sure they tied a rapper's name to it. So the dude was like this, such and such, because you know the video I'm talking about, he was in the car and he had the people in the back, and it just like the caption, everything, such and such cousin rapper saying
and the
he got
reason,
this.
I'm gonna say this. The reason I say that because we even know, like you interviewed somebody on your podcast that was like, yeah, such and such gave me the herb and all this. We'll come to find out that this person didn't give her the hurt.
And it's defamation.
Yeah, it could be, but I'm just
It
saying.
is.
I'm not arguing if it is. I'm just saying, like, because it still got to, it still got to go to the legal process with it. They might not even care. I don't know, but I'm just saying. So we've seen things like that where people have come out to try to besmirch people's names or try to even go viral, because even when people say those type of things, that we can't act like people ain't doing things. Even when it comes to STD, we really had a whole challenge where people set themselves on fire. It was a whole channel where people setting themselves on fire. So to think that people getting on social media and say you got an STD, that's not really like far-fetched or not. And then, like I said, the ones we watch the videos, the comments, the shares, the virality of these videos, it's like people do anything.
So basically you're saying like they're making it like a mockery of sorts, right?
Yeah, it seems like they're
Trolling.
making a trolling kind of, and I'm not saying it's a good thing, because I think it's a horrible thing,
Right.
Because I agree with Ashanti. I do think there should be people and advocates and people out here telling us, hey, don't do X, Y, and Z. Hey, this is how I landed here. I trusted this person. You could think you could trust this person, these type of people, and they come off as this and come off as that, knowing this. Like you said, I watched a video actually today where a woman talking about her husband in Atlanta gave her, HIV. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, even
Sodom and Gomorrah.
right. So, like I said, I agree. It should be advocates out there, but there are also times where it just seems like this is for clickbait.
Yeah.
And sometimes we all know people. We've all read people to know. Well, you can watch a video and you be like, there's something about this one that just doesn't sit right. The story don't add up. The way that it feels don't add up. Some of them, you be like, okay, I believe this person. So that's all I'm saying. I think we're going to see a rise in there. I think there are a lot of videos out there where people saying they do have ACDs and they be lying.
They have a stat out there with the kids. It's the kids that are getting, I think it was like, what, a 20-some% from 14 to what, 23?
So you talk about what?
With
STIs?
HIV specifically. Like
Whoa!
it's a spike.
Hold on. No,
Was
hold
it?
on. I did research with this. Okay, so not research, but I took a class on this. The age bracket that has the higher HIV positive HIV statuses is like 16 to 20 young adult.
Like 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16, 25, something like that. Yeah.
In that space. So but that it's so many layers to that. It's miseducation. It's people not knowing what's going on. Resources. Birmingham actually has, and I'm gonna plug this because I'm a social worker, so I'm gonna plug stuff. One of the best STI HIV clinics in the city right here. I don't know if y'all know that. Yeah. It's multiple. It's like 3.
The hub is one.
Yes, the hub.
The hub.
That's a part of BL, Birmingham AIDS Outreach, and they trying to change the name because saying the term AIDS is antiquated. Because AIDS is a form of HIV, so we need to start saying HIV instead of AIDS. Because a lot of people have HIV, and the people, yes, correct. So let's clear that up. That and STDs, because sexually transmitted disease sounds worse than sexually transmitted. Yes,
infection.
Yes, but that what was I going with that? What I said.
We were talking about the age bracket because it was recent. It was like it went down to 14.
I believe,
but I can't. I forgot what area it was, but it was just showing the activity where they catching these people in school. They recording it, and that's how it's coming. The parents find out your daughter was over here, my son was, over here with you. Is a gang, like the going under the bleachers where it's four boys, is coercion. There's a bunch of different things that's playing into it, but what you're seeing is the age kicking back more and more and more because grandma and them coming down to, grandma playing and auntie playing the same dating games.
Yeah. And that's what's crazy about these ages is a lot of these kids are probably going to get it from somebody that's an adult.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you had it, you got to think about a lot of these people are getting open to all of these, and you be like, how did? Because I've seen stories where young girls have said, my first time I got a STD or HIV or whatever, my first time. Then you start to hear her stories like, yeah, the dude was like 22, 23. What?
Yeah.
You 14 years old. You shouldn't be talking about it at all. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
you have a lot of these stories where a lot of these people, these young kids, they get these STDs from somebody that's a lot older than them, or like a family member or somebody. So, like I said, I'm not making light of it, but at the same time, I do think we're gonna start seeing a lot more people just come out for the internet. Like I said, if I could go back and pull up the 5 challenge and we see all these people setting themselves on fire, I don't know why it would be far-fetched to believe that people would make up STD stories.
I think
I mean,
it's
I guess
just-
it's because like advocacy versus like trying to go viral.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
just think
I'm
people-
upset. I really hate to know that there's somebody that out there that would fake advocacy. That's just absolutely insane to me. It's ruining my mood.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, as a matter of fact, the girl was actually supposed to come on the podcast now. She from Alabama. She was supposed to be in like an AIDS advocate. Come to find out she didn't have it. She was supposed to come on the podcast and talk about this.
So she was posing as if she was
And that she had a big following. She was talking to people, telling people how she had got through it, and a lot of people was following her, trying to figure out her story, what she was doing, because her biggest thing was she had it and she was still giving birth. So a lot of people was like, well, when you was giving birth, did your children have it? How did you maneuver that?
Right.
Did they shed? Because that's a big thing about people that have HIV. They wonder if the child is going to shed the immune system of the HIV.
right.
So, and a lot of people like, well, you got these kids, what happened? Did they shed? And she's like, none of my kids got HIV, whoop, and all that. And so, right in the time when I had asked her to come, she was gonna come on the podcast. And when she didn't come, that's when she had like I went on the page, a big blowback when people trying to say, she don't have it. She was bullshitting. It's because she had told somebody that she did it to build a following.
Well, I'm glad you
Wow.
didn't highlight her.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
glad her platform isn't highlighted.
If people knew I don't know if people know how serious HIV is and
It's
how
very.
it's
Yeah.
so
The
it
stigma
can get
behind
really,
it.
Yeah, it's so it affects Black people the most. So I agree. That is asinine to me.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It had to get to the point where we made the show a little heavy at the end, huh?
Yeah,
So-
got to.
So I'm just gonna say this once again. Make sure who y'all having sex with, you trust them. Make sure y'all go get tested. Honestly, I don't know. We should make testing a first date.
Yep.
I don't know if that's a
Great
real
idea.
thing.
I
but-
think that's a good idea. Or it's a date.
Hey, you think so?
I think like people in like bigger cities, they actually be going like what's the thing? What's the little app called?
My chart. But see, people have been faking them.
You can't fake no login.
You can't, but I think people have been like taking pictures like somebody else's and try to act like
work
people,
too hard.
They doctoring them up like they do the pay stubs.
Lord
Sit
knows.
right here and pull that my chart up.
Yeah, no, as a matter of fact, log in on my phone. Log in on my phone real quick. Yeah, hit save on this. I
And you
can
know
always,
they lying when they say they forgot their
I
email
don't
and they
know
locked
the
out their
thing.
email. They lying.
Yeah, go reset that password.
yeah, but like I said, this on the serious note, I know we talk about sex and we always want to promote safe sex. It seems like sex, and I always say it seems like sex is the root of a lot of people's problem and heartache, and from catching STDs to being attached to somebody, soul ties, abortion. You didn't want to have, you really love this person, but it was the good choice, or putting your health at risk because of sex, and now all of these different things, incest, being raped, all of these things are coming from sex. And like I said, sex could be a beautiful thing, but for the most part, sex is I don't want to say a weapon.
It is.
It's a weapon.
It
huh?
is
Y'all
for
wanna say a
sure.
weapon?
Oh
On
yeah,
both
for
ends.
sure. Yeah. Heck yeah.
I don't know. Weapon feels like
Nah, it is, bro. It is. I mean, just like we brought up child slavery.
Yeah.
The Bible was used as a weapon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it was, bro.
But I don't want to, because I feel like sex so natural. And now every time I think about like a weapon, most weapons that are used is typically to like self-defense.
Yeah.
Or to take somebody's life, right?
Yeah.
And typically, even in self-defense, they're gonna take somebody's life. But I think sex is supposed to have a more beautiful background.
I mean,
Do you
and
understand what
I'm
I'm
with
saying?
you, and I'm with you. But people will sometimes abuse sex for a power trip.
Yeah, I guess so.
Either male or female. So I mean, it just depends on the user.
I guess I agree. But like I said, y'all just make sure y'all careful out there. I'm gonna let everybody Anybody got anything else? I know.
I was gonna
Go
plug
ahead.
back in about once again resources. We're gonna tell you the same. Let's tell them where to go.
Okay.
BAO, Birmingham AIDS Outreach. And this downtown now.
Mhm.
It's funny because all the places are in the same
Mhm.
vicinity.
Southside.
Like Fifth Avenue. It's like right over there. But before you get to
You
Avondale.
ain't talking about the pyramid building.
Uh-uh. It's BAO right here, Birmingham AIDS Outreach. Across the street is the 1917 clinic remake. So if you see the big UAB building, they have gender affirming care there. Anybody can walk in. You don't have to be like, it's like clinic. It has clinical aspects to it. Then you have Alabama AIDS Outreach. So they're all Alabama AIDS. Yeah. It's all in the same vicinity. But you can get testing there for free. The health department, I don't know, because these new grants. Another conversation for another day. Anyways, but I know that these places do free testing, free condoms, all whatever you need, they have it, and they're all in the same vicinity, so you can't miss it. You can't tell me you miss
Don't
it.
they also administer PrEP? I think the hub does, right?
Yes. The hub is like a section of, I think, BAO.
Okay.
But there's stuff out there. Birmingham is one of the top. If you have these things in the South, in Alabama, it's one of the top places. People don't know that, but this is a spot. This the best place to be honest. So please use it, y'all. It's free.
You want to give your socials, and we're gonna take it out here. We're gonna go around the room.
Yes.
People find you. What not?
My Instagram is purely Ken. That's Ken with 3 N's. Just follow me on there. You can follow everything else there.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Ashanti. Catch me tomorrow from 6 to 8. I'll be down at Denim. Make sure you got your 80s, 90s, or 2000 outfit on. Ladies, always be a black cat.
That's
I
her
really like
catchphrase.
that. I
I
really
like
like
that
that.
too,
I like
though.
that. I like that.
Don't be a golden retriever for another black cat. You're gonna end up looking crazy.
I like
okay?
that.
And as always, when you raise a barrier of entry, you force the standard to rise.
I thoroughly enjoyed tonight's conversation. This was very insightful and
It was fun.
Yeah. But Legacy_made. We have the Terrific Treats 6-year anniversary celebration tomorrow at City Walk, and that's going to be from 12 to 5:30. Make sure you come out and support, shop, buy some things, and get ready to go to the dinner for the 80s and 90s party, which is going to be a blast. If you're in the area, check that out. But it's a lot of other parties. It's a busy day tomorrow and Monday on Cinco de Mayo. But also make sure you follow Legacy Room Vintage as have my suite coming together quite nicely. I'll be ready to open the doors for that, for you guys to come and shop and get your essentials. But thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Follow us on all social medias.
You all can follow me at Sir Bradley Ashton, all one word, on Instagram. Sir Bradley Ashton, all one word. And shout out to the New Normal Podcast.